Chris Washburn tossed aside his NBA future for cocaine. I can't believe it. This is outrageous. I'd end up in prison, and court sessions would take place while you're still high. I just had to share a cell with him. As for Gilbert Arenas, he smuggled firearms into the NBA's locker area. As a Javaris, disembruff, I'll hit you right in the face, man. I'll hit you in the face. I aimed for your knee. Let's take a look at NBA players who utterly wreck their careers due to their decisions and behavior. Kicking off with the tragic tale of a player picked 3rd overall. He lost it all to a trench. Len Bias. Imagine this. You're just 22 years old. You've been selected 2nd overall by the iconic Boston Celtics, the very squad that included legends like Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, and Robert Parrish. You're being likened to none other than Michael Jordan. Numerous scouts think you can surpass him. The universe is practically yours to command, and your life is poised for a monumental shift. This was the truth for Len Bias on June 17, 1986. Len Bias made headlines at the University of Maryland, propelling the team to the Elite Eight in 1986. Standing at 6 feet 8 inches, this forward was a force in college basketball, highlighted by an unforgettable game where he scored a personal best of 41 points against Duke, demonstrating his extraordinary skill and promise. Tragically, just 48 hours after realizing his lifelong aspiration, everything unraveled in a heartbreaking turn of events. Len Bias passed away from a cocaine overdose on June 19, 1986, merely 2 days after being selected by the Boston Celtics. He never played a minute in the NBA. The impact of Bias' passing echoed throughout the realm of sports and far beyond. Dick Doe, athletic director at the University of Maryland, succinctly expressed the weight of the tragedy, stating, "Having been here for a decade, to claim that this is the most sorrowful and bleak moment of my life would hardly convey its depth." His teammates are utterly devastated. Yet, the situation becomes even more troubling as one examines the details of his untimely demise. Inquiries disclose that Bias was 21 credits away from completing his degree, prompting significant concerns regarding the academic supervision at the University of Maryland. Even more startling were the claims that emerged later. Allegations suggested that coach Lefty Driesell had ordered players to dispose of drugs found in Bias' dorm room, leading to the resignations of both Driesell and the athletic director. Bias was more than a typical college athlete. He was viewed by many as a potential NBA legend. The Boston Celtics, already a formidable championship team, could have welcomed a talent that might have prolonged their dynasty for years. While Len Bias was a tragic loss, the next player faced a slow, agonizing decline of potential that ultimately faded away. Chris Washburn, selected 3rd overall by the Golden State Warriors in 1986. Washburn stood out as a dynamic 6'11" center hailing from North Carolina State University. The draft class of 1986 was brimming with talent, and many expected Washburn to become a key player within it. However, almost immediately after joining the league, troubling signs appeared. Washburn's struggle with cocaine addiction soon became evident, resulting in diminished performance and escalating personal troubles. What is especially troubling in Washburn's narrative is the way the system let him down long before his NBA journey even began. Many years later, Washburn disclosed the depth of the academic deception that facilitated his university journey. He confessed, "The coaches there said to me, 'You've already signed, you're in school, you just need to take the test to enroll.' When I learned that my score didn't matter, I spent around 22 minutes on it, just filling in answers." Mark. This admission illustrates a young man who was effectively destined for failure from the outset. The system emphasized his basketball talent while neglecting his education and personal growth, constructing a foundation rooted in deception and shortcuts. When I experimented with cocaine at 19, following a single impressive basketball season, I found myself at the track consistently. Despite being among the top 7 players, I was confident I would succeed, regardless of how the 3rd position ranked. Washburn's NBA journey was tragically brief. He participated in only 72 games across 2 seasons with the Golden State Warriors and Atlanta Hawks before being expelled from the league in 1989 due to 3 consecutive failed drug tests for cocaine. The statistics reveal a tale of squandered promise for a player who was chosen 3rd overall, yet never exceeded an average of 3.1 points per game during his brief tenure. Yet, what truly stands out in Chris Washburn's journey is not just his NBA conclusion, but the transformation he embraced afterward. For more than 24 years, Washburn has maintained his sobriety and has taken on the roles of a motivational speaker and life coach, using his experiences to guide others away from similar pitfalls. I have to demonstrate it to him because he was tough. I felt as though I would succumb. I would lose my spirit on the court, striving to be among the best, and deep down, I felt destined to succeed. I won't let my stature define me or hold me back. Before we proceed to the conclusion, I'll give you a preview first. I couldn't quite grasp my shortcomings regarding it. I refuse to fail again because I won't bring my mom into this situation. I'm uncertain how much longer this will last for me. I promise I won't face defeat again. Washburn's decline was harsh, but the next icon's downfall was even more catastrophic and noticeable. Michael Ray Richardson. The NBA faced immense struggles during the 1970s and 1980s, with substance abuse escalating into a widespread issue that jeopardized the league's integrity. No player represented this turmoil better than Richardson, an exceptionally gifted guard whose dependency derailed what was destined to be a Hall of Fame journey. Selected fourth overall in 1978 by the New York Knicks, he swiftly became one of the top talents in the league. His numbers tell the story. Richardson earned All-Star honors 4 times and topped the league in steals on 3 occasions, with his peak performance during the 1984-85 season. That year, he averaged 20.1 points, 8.2 assists, 5.6 rebounds, and 3.0 steals per game as a New Jersey Net. His distinct blend of size, speed, and basketball intelligence rendered him nearly invincible when he was in the zone. Capable of orchestrating an offense, defending various roles, and causing disruptions with his instincts and quick hands, Richardson was a formidable force on the court. In numerous aspects, he was a pioneer, a dynamic guard capable of excelling in all facets of the game. Back when I played, winning in basketball felt almost enchanting, didn't it? IZL, and those players were the talk of the town. You know what I'm saying? I emerged from obscurity, coming from a lesser-known background. Honestly, there wasn't much pressure on me at all. Every time I faced off against IZL, I brought my game. I enjoyed that challenge and was eager to demonstrate my skills. You understand what I'm saying? Richardson's struggles with drugs were becoming harder to conceal. In 1986, he received a lifetime ban from the NBA after failing 3 drug tests linked to cocaine. This made him the first active player to face such a penalty. The ban reverberated through the league, highlighting the urgent drug crisis affecting professional basketball. Adding to the controversy were Richardson's assertions regarding the equity of his treatment. Richardson expressed dissatisfaction with his bans, suggesting they were unjust in comparison to the troubles faced by other athletes, particularly referencing Chris Mullin's alcohol issues while hinting at a racial bias. His narrative was further complicated by contentious statements deemed offensive, although some argued these were misinterpretations based on his educational background. You see, back in '88 when I departed from the NBA, I had to begin my career anew. You get what I'm saying? During that period, European basketball was rapidly expanding. Well, folks were earning $6,700. Honestly, I wasn't hanging around there. Upon my arrival, I was bringing home $400,000 annually, all tax exempt. Although Richardson was reinstated by the NBA in 1988, he opted not to rejoin the league. In contrast, he achieved remarkable triumphs in Europe, clinching numerous championships and rising to stardom. His time abroad spanned several years, giving him the opportunity to restore both his image and his life. Richardson's decline sent shockwaves through the league, but the subsequent controversy didn't merely terminate a career, it introduced firearms into the locker room. Gilbert Arenas was selected 31st overall in the 2001 draft by the Golden State Warriors, marking him as one of the greatest draft bargains ever. Even as a second-round selection, he swiftly transformed into one of the league's most dynamic scorers. A 3-time All-Star with the Washington Wizards, he topped the NBA's scoring charts in the 2005 to 2006 season. Arenas was recognized for his remarkable shooting range, timely clutch performances, and bold demeanor during games. He had a knack for the spectacular and was unafraid to launch pivotal shots under pressure. His self-assurance sometimes approached hubris, yet it propelled him as he cemented his status among the top players in the league. However, a pivotal shift occurred in the 2009-10 season, as an innocent card game among the players erupted into one of the most astonishing events in sports lore. It was Javel, known as the Cretin 10, or simply a boy cat, who initiated the game. When examining their contracts, it appears to have been a minor affair. We were just emerging from the West, participating in what seemed like a trivial game. We were most likely traveling from Phoenix, which meant a lengthy flight ahead of us. Playing a game with bets of $20 or even $10 per hand felt quite dull. So, I decided to catch some sleep instead. I just dozed off. The situation unfolded during a card game known as Burrit, a high-stakes poker variation favored by NBA athletes. As the game progressed, disputes over finances heightened tensions between teammates, specifically Javer's Cretin 10. What started as a small argument escalated significantly. So I rise from my seat, saying, "It's cool, I'm heading back to catch some sleep." You see, you had an agreement, but now it's fallen through. I return and listen to Javel and Javerus arguing fiercely. Javel insists, no, you gotta play. He has 3 spades. The tension rose until both players issued threats. I thought, Javel is out of control. How's that aimed at your face, man? I was targeting your face. I was aiming for your knee. The ensuing events stunned the entire NBA community. Guns were brought into the Wizards' locker room by Arenas, igniting a clash with Cretin 10 that culminated in both of their suspensions. As a consequence, Arenas was handed a hefty 50-game suspension by the league, which essentially marked the end of his tenure as a star. In hindsight, Arenas acknowledged how this incident shattered his career, confessing, "What took place in Washington was a definitive moment. The only option is to evolve from the experience. It impacted me significantly. Honestly, if I had managed to recover mentally from that circumstance more swiftly, I might have maintained my place in the NBA. Arenas never managed to overcome the fallout from the suspension and the unfavorable attention that shadowed his career. His decline was swift, due to both the incident and later injuries, leading to his retirement in 2013 following minimal playing time with the Memphis Grizzlies. Arenas' decline was dramatic, yet the subsequent story unfolded quietly, driven by something much more ordinary, a beverage. Vin Baker's tale stands as a poignant reminder of how alcoholism can gradually dismantle even the brightest NBA tenure. Selected 8th in 1993 by the Milwaukee Bucks, Baker swiftly rose to prominence as one of the top power forwards in the league. Baker's credentials were remarkable. He earned All-Star honors 4 times, averaging 15.0 points and 7.4 rebounds throughout his career while showcasing his talent with the Milwaukee Bucks and Seattle Supersonics in the 1990s. Renowned for his adaptability, he excelled both in the paint and on the perimeter, possessing a shooting finesse that was advanced for a player of his size. Coming from a modest upbringing and attending a lesser-known institution, the University of Hartford, I felt a mix of excitement and anonymity. My experiences and the principles I held dear transformed seemingly in an instant as I stepped into the NBA spotlight. You live intensely, you strive fiercely, you celebrate vibrantly, and that's when everything shifted for me. Baker's decline unfolded slowly, as is frequently the case with substance dependence. The demands of NBA life intertwined with the party scene prevalent in the 1990s sports world, leading him onto a perilous road. His episodes of excessive drinking ultimately spiraled into severe alcoholism, resulting in substantial weight gain that pushed him close to 300 pounds, stripping away the athletic prowess that had earned him an All-Star title. The pivotal moment arrived in 2003 when the Boston Celtics suspended Baker for arriving at practice while intoxicated. This public shaming signified the decline of his NBA journey, yet his personal battles were just beginning. Baker's chemical dependency didn't merely rob him of his basketball life. It shattered every aspect of his existence. His addiction and bad financial choices led to a staggering loss of over $100 million. The descent was so profound that Baker eventually took a job at Starbucks, which provided him with a sense of routine and support as he sought to get clean. Looking back on his darkest days, Baker openly recalled that he felt like he was simply anticipating a disastrous collision. This analogy brilliantly illustrates the sense of helplessness that addiction instills in individuals, rendering them unable to halt their own spiraling downfall. However, Baker's journey stands out due to its uplifting conclusion. Celebrating over a decade of sobriety, he has embraced a new role as an assistant coach for the Milwaukee Bucks, the franchise that first selected him. As a member of the coaching team, he celebrated the Bucks' triumph in the 2021 NBA Championship, bringing his career full circle. Moreover, Baker established the Vin Baker Foundation to support others battling addiction, transforming his own struggles into a means of guiding others away from similar traps. Baker faced his downfall in silence. The following player embraced the limelight. Enter Allen Iverson. Selected as the top pick in 1996 by the Philadelphia 76ers, Iverson emerged as an 11-time All-Star, the MVP of 2001, and a Hall of Fame inductee. Yet, what let him be included among players who sabotaged their own careers? The key to understanding Iverson's journey lies in the interplay between his off-court antics and contentious incidents, which, while not wholly derailing his career, played a crucial role in shaping his later years and arguably curtailed his time as a top competitor. The defining incident of Iverson's career occurred in 2002 and is referred to as the practice rant. During a press conference, Iverson nonchalantly brushed aside worries about his practice attendance, creating a phrase etched in sports lore. However, the background of this outburst uncovers a more profound narrative. Iverson later shared the emotional weight of his infamous tirade, stating, "I'm frustrated for one reason, because I'm here. I've faced a profound loss. My closest companion is gone. Along with him, a piece of this year has slipped away. My life feels like it's unraveling, descending into chaos, and on top of that, I'm struggling with all of this. My closest companion is gone, and we've suffered a defeat. This is the burden I must bear throughout the summer until the season concludes once more." This backdrop reshapes the entire rift of frustration. It transcended mere hoops. It was about a person grappling with sorrow and angst under the watchful eyes of the press. Iverson's turbulent episodes went far deeper than mere media interactions. He put out a rap track titled 40 Bars that drew criticism for its provocative lyrics, resulting in its cancellation and influencing the NBA's choice to bar players from releasing rap music. Additionally, there were ongoing allegations and debates regarding referee favoritism against Iverson. In 2007, former referee Tim Donaghy confessed that officials sought to penalize Iverson through biased calls, implying a systemic prejudice towards the star. Iverson's choices and lifestyle also played a role in the decline of his career. His gambling and nightlife pursuits led to significant financial issues, and he declared bankruptcy in 2012 after missing a $900,000 payment for jewelry. Tales spread regarding Iverson's peculiar approach to finances, such as stashing cash in garbage bags instead of utilizing banking institutions. His time in the NBA practically concluded after the 2009-10 season with the Philadelphia 76ers, during which he participated in merely 25 games before hanging up his sneakers. He made a short-lived attempt at a comeback overseas in Turkey. It was evident his NBA career had reached its conclusion. Iverson had conflicts with the coaching staff, which contributed to the unraveling of his life. Shawn Kemp. Selected 17th overall by the Seattle Supersonics in 1989, Kemp achieved this feat without any college basketball experience. His ascent to prominence is all the more impressive, as he became a six-time All-Star, guiding the Supersonics to the NBA Finals in 1996, while averaging 14.6 points and 8.4 rebounds throughout his career. Renowned for his extraordinary athleticism and explosive dunks, Kemp created one of the most thrilling partnerships in NBA history with point guard Gary Payton, helping to make their Supersonics squads a dominant force in the mid-90s. During his prime, Kemp's unique blend of stature, agility, and jumping prowess made him nearly invincible. Yet, following his peak in Seattle, his career swiftly began to falter. His personal affairs drew heavy media attention, as he fathered 7 children with 6 different partners. This complicated personal life brought financial strain and distractions that undermined his concentration on the court. More gravely, Kemp faced arrests in 2005 and 2006 related to drug possession, facing accusations linked to both cocaine and marijuana. These legal issues cropped up well after his basketball days were over, yet they shed light on his ongoing personal battles during and post-NBA. However, the legal saga continued. In 2023, Kemp found himself embroiled in a shooting incident in Tacoma, Washington, leading him to plead guilty to second-degree assault in 2025. Reports indicate that Kemp was attempting to retrieve stolen belongings when the shooting took place. Thus, former NBA player Shawn Kemp has entered a guilty plea to second-degree assault, consequently bypassing a trial. Kemp faces allegations of firing shots at 2 individuals in a Toyota 4Runner near a Tacoma Mall in 2023, attempting to retrieve property he claims they took from him. Initially, he was charged with first-degree assault. As part of a plea deal, both parties will propose sentencing suggestions to the judge. Kemp's NBA journey concluded after the 2002-2003 season with the Orlando Magic, where he managed to appear in just 12 games. At that time, he had become quite overweight, far removed from his previous athletic prowess. The mix of inadequate training, personal struggles, and waning enthusiasm completely derailed what had the potential to be a Hall of Fame journey. What renders Kemp's narrative especially heart-rending is the dramatic decline he experienced following his basketball days. Unlike several other players who discovered new meaning or regained their footing, Kemp has faced ongoing legal challenges long after hanging up his sneakers, indicating his internal battles remained unresolved. His decline was characterized by turmoil and legal battles, while the next player experienced his unraveling in front of the public eye and on live broadcasts. Stephon Marbury. Selected 4th overall in the 1996 draft by the Milwaukee Bucks, he was swiftly traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Over his career, he became a 2-time All-Star, averaging 19.3 points alongside 7.6 assists per game, solidifying his status as one of the top scoring point guards in the NBA. Marbury showcased remarkable individual talent. He could find a basket from any spot on the court, demonstrated outstanding court awareness, and was among the fastest players in the league. Throughout his career, he was frequently embroiled in disputes with coaches and fellow players, which led to his image as a challenging athlete to handle. The issues started at the outset and trailed Marbury across his professional journey. He had infamous disagreements with coaches Larry Brown in New York and Isaiah Thomas, which resulted in progressively tense dynamics within the team. While his self-assurance was an asset during games, it often manifested as overconfidence that alienated others. The situation escalated dramatically while he was with the New York Knicks. In 2008, Marbury found himself effectively excluded from team functions and was ultimately bought out of his contract in 2009. The atmosphere in New York grew so hostile that management chose to spend millions to keep him off the court rather than cope with the chaos he brought. A particularly troubling element of Marbury's downturn was its impact on his mental well-being. He confessed to experiencing suicidal ideations in 2009, following a string of personal tragedies, including the loss of his father and the flop of his Starbury sneaker brand. One of the oddest moments in Marbury's journey occurred during a live TV interview, where his erratic behavior led many to suspect he may have been under the influence of substances. Wow, I've experienced a lot of personal growth. I've had countless individuals supporting and praying for me along the way. My sister has been lifting me up in prayer since I came into the world. Stephanie is my name, and she's the one who means that to me. I'm called Stephanie, and that's also my daughter's name. I wanted to keep it within the family. She has wished for this moment for ages. It finally came yesterday when I embraced her with a kiss. Why? I sensed her physical presence and her essence. The interview was so alarming that numerous individuals doubted Marbury's mental health and speculated about possible substance use. The event turned into a viral sensation, further tarnishing his image and casting significant doubt on his welfare. Marbury's time in the NBA concluded following the 2008 to 2009 season with the Boston Celtics, where he appeared in just 11 games. At just 32, he was considered past his prime, a time when most elite point guards still shine brightly. Yet, in contrast to many narratives here, Marbury's journey includes an astonishing chapter. He achieved tremendous success in China, clinching 3 CBA titles with the Beijing Ducks and earning adoration among Chinese basketball fans. Eventually, he moved into coaching within the CBA, skillfully revitalizing the Beijing Royal Fighters. We appreciate your viewership. If you like this video, feel free to tap on one of the boxes appearing on your screen to explore more related content.